Tyler, the Creator. Do I need to say anything about this man? Tyler, the Creator is a popular rapper and producer, starting his career all the way back in 2006 at just 15 years old. He's best known for his unique and creative production on popularizing alternative hip-hop or experimental music. In my last video talking about this, we went over Kanye West's lost albums. However, Tyler, the Creator surprisingly has a lot more scrapped albums with less information on some of them. Back in the late 2000s, Tyler, the Creator was originally named Ace the Creator and uploaded a bunch of his albums onto MySpace. Most of his lost or scrapped albums would mostly come from this era, but without further ado, let's get into the video. The order in this video will be a little different. Instead of the earliest album to the latest album, we'll cover from most known to least known, at least in my opinion. The first album we'll be talking about is an album called Stereotype. This project is one of Tyler's first albums, created all the way back in 2006. This album's theme and sounds will later be used in Tyler's later projects like Wolf, Flower Boy, and even Igor, showing simulators in the album covers. On October 12, 2007, Tyler, the Creator would post the following archived track list for the album onto MySpace, saying the following: Gloomy Radio, Supreme, I Dream, Lounges X Blocks, Odd Toddlers, Handsome Sounds, Secret Garden, Fat Girls X Blocks, Odd Future Part 2, Retail Price, Speaker Box, Promo, 7-Up, 1201, and Rocky Revenge, with a comment saying, "Might change up, might add songs, take some off, you never know." However, on December 7, 2007, Tyler, the Creator would announce that the album has been cancelled on MySpace after revealing that his teacher told his mom about his music and asked Tyler if she could listen to it, which embarrassed him, saying he wanted to do the Doom thing, have a mask on or change his voice for rapping. The song Odd Toddlers would make an appearance on Bastard, and some other songs from his album would make it to another lost album we'll discuss later. While some songs from this album would eventually be found, the full album is still lost.
Wait just a gosh darn minute. Turns out the album was apparently released on Bandcamp on December 25, 2007 by Ace the Creator. I'm unsure if this is the real album, if it has all the songs, or a hoax album, but do with this as you will.
In 2009, Tyler, the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt would begin a music duo called Earlwolf. The two released music together throughout this time, and after the release of Tyler, the Creator's Wolf, they began work on a self-titled collaborative album. However, the album was put on hold when Earl Sweatshirt was sent to boarding school by his mother and wouldn't return until 2012. After Earl's return in 2012, production continued on the album until 2014 when the group disbanded altogether, thus canceling the album. Tyler, the Creator stated that he wanted to expand out of music and do other things, and Tyler said he's worried it won't live up to fans' expectations and isn't in the mind frame to create an album. The album was supposedly turned into another cancelled album called Dead Sam's, which then later turned into Cherry Bomb. There are also supposedly two other albums by the duo that were never released, as well in 2010 called Dahmer Dogs and Pigeon Brothers, but nothing else is known about these cancelled albums. It's very unlikely we'll see this album come back after all these years due to both artists moving on to other projects now. Not to be confused with the 2013 release Wolf, this Wolf is actually an earlier version, back in 2010. After the release of Bastard in 2009, Tyler began working on Wolf, which was meant to be his debut album, but Tyler's also creating another album at the time, Goblin, which he decided to put his full focus on and put Wolf to the side. Wolf would still be worked on somewhat, but unfortunately, on January 4th, 2011, Tyler would post a tweet saying, "All my beats for Wolf are gone. Album covers, old videos of me and Thebe, gone. Fuck it. Damn this bitch ugly." Tyler's laptop would unfortunately crash, losing the entirety of Wolf. While some songs created for Wolf were eventually moved to Goblin, most of the songs are still lost and will most likely stay that way, but some people have been able to recover other stuff related to the album, like album covers and songs that would have supposedly appeared on Wolf. Of course, the name Wolf would eventually be reused for a 2013 album, but I wonder how things would have went if Tyler's laptop never crashed and released a 2010 version. After the cancellation of Stereotype, Tyler, the Creator would work on another album titled At Your Own Risk. The album was mostly comprised of instrumentals except for a couple songs, and most of the features for the album were fake, including people like Pharrell Williams, Nas, Andre 3000, John Legend, Jay-Z, and MF Doom. The only real features on the album was Bertono, featured on Get Fresh, and an unknown feature named MP, possibly being a real or fake feature. However, in 2018, MySpace would accidentally delete around 50 million music from 2003 to 2015 due to a botched server migration. This deletion would include Tyler, the Creator's At Your Own Risk album. Fortunately, since then, most of the album has successfully been recovered, with some songs being recovered partially. Wangsap is the most recent scrapped album by Tyler, the Creator, a collaboration album with A$AP Rocky. Production for the album first began after Tyler, the Creator released his fourth studio album, Cherry Bomb, in 2015. Tyler and Rocky would tease a couple of snippets for the album and even launched a website called rockyandtyler.com where the promotion of For Wangsap came from. The duo would release multiple songs together like What the F Right Now and a music video for Potato Salad. However, in 2019, Tyler called out Rocky on Twitter for hyping up an album that, quote, doesn't really exist. Rocky would respond in an interview talking bad about Tyler and claims Wangsap will most likely never happen. No other information is known about this album other than the supposed track list for the song and that the album was supposedly turned into Flower Boy instead. Going back to 2008, Tyler would create an EP during this time called Dinosaur. There have been a lot of misinformation and rumors surrounding this album, like fake track lists, fake songs, and some others. The EP was meant to be released in March 2009, but for some reason it never happened, and the EP was eventually turned into Bastard, Tyler's first debut album in late 2009. Not much else is known about this album other than some songs from Dinosaur were later used in Bastard, like French, Blow, Odd Toddlers, Session, 7, and Pigs Fly. Apparently, in 2011, Tyler broke his leg and decided to record an album called Nilbog because he was bored. Also, if you're wondering, Nilbog is Goblin backwards. The album was speculated to be just instrumentals from Goblin due to the current leaks from this album being only instrumentals. According to the Tyler the Creator wiki fandom, the album's genre is horrorcore and alternate hip-hop, and the album's length is around an hour. I managed to find a Twitter post Tyler did in 2015 simply saying Nilbog, but it's unknown to me as to why he tweeted this or if there's context to this. Around 2007 to 2008, Tyler the Creator created a persona called Poly/Mono and planned to release an album under this alias called Radio Arcade. Nothing much else is known about this project other than that the first song for the tracklist, Intro, was supposedly produced by Matt Martians, a record producer, and the only confirmed song on the album other than Intro is called Mushrooms. Other songs speculated to be a part of the album are Highlighter and Speaker Box. Eargasm is another album that was released in the MySpace era between 2007 to 2008. This is going to be a common occurrence, but there isn't much known about this album, other than supposed tracklist and that most of the songs were just instrumentals except for two songs, Dope Dealers and Odd Toddlers again. Either the community keeps getting this song mixed up for other obscure albums, or Tyler just really loves the song, I don't know. Bodega is another obscure project by Tyler the Creator, possibly recorded in 2007 or 2008. It's unknown this album even exists in the first place, with no evidence for its existence, nor any promotion by Tyler for this project. The only possible existence from this album is a supposed album cover, showing a sprinkled donut in the sky, which is a stock photo created by Scott Wilton. PinkGoldSquarePixels was supposedly going to also be released under Tyler's alias Polymono in 2008, but of course never happened. According to a user on Genius.com, YNude, apparently Tyler said in a blog post that he wanted to create a ghetto tech album and mentioned that's what PinkGoldSquarePixels is. Other than the mention of the project on oddfuture.com, it wasn't mentioned anywhere else, and a song called Monster was supposedly on the tracklist for the album. Locked Away is another obscure project by Tyler the Creator from 2007 to 2008 while he was under the name Ace the Creator. Only 3 songs are supposedly part of the tracklist for the project, Brit, Popsicle, and If We Never Existed. The cover of the project is supposedly an edited version of another cover for Eargasm, which I can't find confirmation for, and 2 tracks from the project, Brit and If We Never Existed, were apparently produced by Matt Martians again. Tyler the Creator revealed in a Twitter post from 2019 that in 2012 he started working on a Bossa Nova album but never finished it. For those that don't know, Bossa Nova is a music genre that originated from Brazil in the late 50s to early 60s. He claimed in the tweet that he sang in Spanish, played around with a guitar, and had a lot of cowbells. Tyler says that he will release the album one day, but not anytime soon, possibly in 20 years. I discovered a tweet by Tyler in 2023 where he showed a Black Eyed Peas hip-hop album from 1998 and said this is where he discovered these sounds for Bossa Nova, so it's possible he got the inspiration to create a Bossa Nova album from this. From 2007 to 2008, Tyler the Creator and another artist, Jasper Dolphin, created a hip-hop duo called I Smell Panties. Yes, that's the name. The duo released an EP called I Smell Panties EP on June 28, 2008, and the duo planned to release an album called The Special Olympics, but this never happened. This album apparently had the exact same songs from the I Smell Panties EP, except for one song called Mr. Santa, which is still lost. Now, we're to the point that these projects have almost no information about them. I'm not going to list them, but just note that they aren't in any order. Blair Project. This album was made around 2008, but was never released. The album only has one known song, Tyler is Black. CVH. This was another album made by the duo I Smell Panties with only one confirmed song, which was already released called Lilo Fuck Stitch. Red Lights EP. Nothing is known about this project other than the song supposedly on the project called Snakes, which was released in 2009, but according to a Reddit user, who is now deleted, they claimed this EP was a collab with Salim, who is a fictional character Tyler made up. I'm sorry for how short this video is. I wanted to go more in depth with the explanations on the albums, but there's so little information on most of these projects that it was hard to do that. Also, thank you to Nun-03D8H for giving me this video idea. I really appreciate it. If you guys got any video ideas, put it in the comments and I might cover it.